We are going to say that factoring is separating a polynomial back into a product. And what does product mean? What operation does product say we got to do? Multiplication. So basically, instead of us going from here to here, we got to take it from here back to that product. Okay? And the point of that is so that we can look at pieces of our function in order to be able to solve it. Okay? It also can help us in other types of functions, not just polynomials. It can help us with something called a rational function. It can help us cancel stuff out and get rid of some other stuff. It can help us to get rid of information that kind of just like is unnecessary. We can pull it out and not have to look at it. It gives us all sorts of things, okay? So kind of what we're doing is we are taking a problem that is already in its simplest form, so like 4a squared plus 8a. And we're rewriting it back as a product. So in factored form, it would be 4a times a plus 2. That's what it would look like. That's what we're doing when I say factor. You're going to get something in parentheses. What does it look like happened? If I do distribute, I'm going to get what I started with.
I mean, it looks like.
Kind of like did the opposite, right? We pulled it out, okay? And so that is one of the first ways we're going to actually look at factoring, okay? And so if you have a polynomial that can't be factored, it is considered prime. Very squeaky today. I need to bring some WD-40 for this chair. All right, now, like I said, there's a bunch of different methods we're going to look at for factoring, okay? And they each have specific, so we're going to use a specific method for factoring with a specific type of problem, and we're going to learn how to identify that and all of that. But today, we're kind of going to look at probably the simplest form of factoring, okay? Or the most general, the one that's kind of like you can use it in any of them. And that is finding the greatest common factor, okay? Or the GCF, okay? I will be using the word I will say GCF instead of greatest common factor probably. So whenever we're looking for the greatest common factor, we use GCF. And so to actually factor, it tells us some steps. So the first thing you have to do is you actually have to find the GCF. You have to look at the numbers and the variables, okay? So you got to look at both. Then you have to divide what you started with by your GCF, and it'll give you your answer. We're going to do some examples on that, okay? But before we do, I just want us to kind of like talk about GCF for a second. If I gave you the numbers 6 and 9, what is the GCF of that? 3. If I give you the numbers 16 and 8, what's the GCF?
4. No, 8.
8. If I give you 24 and 16. Actually, I lied. I'm going to do 18. What's the GCF? 6. All right, so it's just, we're finding the number that's the biggest number that goes into both. Now, what happens when instead of looking at numbers, we look at variables? What if I have x squared and x? What's the GCF of that? X. What if I look at x to the third and x squared? What's the GCF there? Let's talk about it. What does it mean when we multiply or raise something to a power? What are we doing? When we raise something to a power, what's happening? Yeah. So if I have x cubed, I'm saying x times x times x. If I have x squared, how many times do I need to multiply it by itself? So x times x. If I look at both of these, over here, we can see we have one x in common, but we also have another. So x times x is what? X squared. And because both of them have x times x or x squared in it, we can take that out. Okay? And it's going to leave over here, what would it just leave? X. And then on this side, it's just going to leave anything divided by itself is 1. But that's kind of what's happening. Okay? And that's the ideas we're going to use when we're thinking about this. So I want us to go ahead and look at number 1. The first few of these we're going to do are strictly number GCFs. So it's not having to do with a variable yet. What is the GCF between 3 and 12? 3. So once you find your GCF, you are going to divide both of those terms by 3. What is 3x divided by 3? What is 12 divided by 3? And since it's positive, you put a plus. And that is our answer. That's all you got to do. Okay? Now, one thing that's really cool about GCFs is they're the kind of problem where you can always check it. For factoring in general, you can always check. If I'm not going to make you check every single one of these you do. That seems excessive, and I'm not going to make you do that much work. However, if you ever get one and you're like, I don't know if that's right. A way you can check your own answer is to just multiply it back out. So go 3 times x, get 3x. 3 times 4, get 12. If those two things match, your answer is right. If those two things don't match, your answer is wrong. Okay, there is a way to always check yourself. So now we're going to look at number 2. Yeah, go ahead. Miss Atchison's students are doing a project, and they're going to ask y'all some questions, and I told her that they could ask y'all some questions today. So y'all just ask whoever.
Wait, that's right. I just haven't turned it on yet.
Did you get Rainbow Dash?
Yes, I got a lot of
Jesus so close?
The main six.
What's the writing say?
You're so close.
I'm really stupid.
I'm on the basic black first touch, bro. Come on, man. All this other.
Oh, Princess Celestia.
Miss Dalton. I got
For my science class? But she hasn't
What was the question?
How many different assignments do I have in science? Are they all the same?
I don't think this is a kid's show. It's like Abigail. No, they're like Abigail sounds bad. They're like food. Like apple, John's I don't know. I know it's food. I just said water. You can call me like one of them? You should always sit together.
I love My Little Pony. Don't get playing.
Kevin, how much you get?
25.
Hey, name me one.
You got 25? How many what? 0? I know like 6. That's about all I really know.
I know what's rainbow.
Rainbow Dash. Yeah.
Shut up.
Rainbow Dash.
Wait, you'll have the same question.
Pinkie Pie. Yeah, they're in a partner, yeah.
Oh, wait, are you gonna get me?
I mean, I'm a teacher. You don't have to get me. I was just seeing how many I could name. I used to have a bunch of them.
I'm like, no.
Kevin, what's the apple one's name?
Applejack.
Applejack. I kind of
No boots with the fur.
I watched the entire series every single day.
Huh? Rainbow Dash. Pinkie Pie. Applejack.
Rainbow Dash.
I already got Rainbow Dash.
Rarity.
Rainbow Dash was my favorite. That's why I remember Rainbow Dash. I can name 3 off the top of my head. They just have to get 30.
The one that takes the apple.
They just have to get 30.
I knew it was either or. Like, you know what?
Is it like one that like
That's Rarity.
I never watched it.
Rarity's a fan.
I just didn't watch that.
Feels like other one. His name was Pony.
You want mama, my daddy?
You watched no, boy. Did you watch that documentary?
My parents ain't there. Sorry. He said 6. Oh, I'm not good yet, so.
I thought they were gonna give
Why am I
It's done. You should give us a math project like this.
You'll get to do this exact one next year. You'll get to do this one next year.
I know.
Walk around. Hey, how many?
You can come bug my classes. I'll give you permission.
I'm gonna come to this class.
They've been doing this all day.
Well, she said she was having trouble finding them places to go where they wouldn't interrupt. I said, we have a light day today. Come see us.
How many times?
No.
Oh, I can make tacos.
All right, back to work. What is the GCF of number 2 for 7? Okay, then to find our answer, we're going to divide everything by 7. What is 7y divided by 7?
Why?
What is negative 7 divided by 7? All right, that is our answer. For number 3.
4.
All right, so we'll divide 8m by 4 and get
2m.
36n divided by 4 and get
9m.
that is our answer. All right, I want y'all to do 4 real quick.
What? I mean, like, what? In the beginning of the year, I put it like that. But I wanted a free 40 times.
Hello, dear.
I'm going to take only like
Unless you want to go fast, unless you want to pull a comic.
Is he really a drama?
Yeah. What's it called? He dropped out of chemistry because he ended up there.
And he went to physics. I should have done that. Chemistry.
I could have helped.
I hate chemistry. It's so easy though.
All right, for number 4, what is the GCF?
5.
Okay, so when I divide 5x by 5, what do we get?
8 plus 6.
30y divided by 5 gives us?
5.
So that is our answer. I want you to go ahead and look at the back.
You have to do your challenge.
Yeah, I have to give you ACT. I have a junior OFS. Okay, we are going to go through all of the odd ones together. All right. They should be done around noon, and then I have to be here the rest of the day like a normal work day. All right, for number 5.
It's 3 parentheses 2a squared plus 9.
Correct.
So
3 again.
yeah, 3 again.
All right, for number 7, it is 3 again.
3 parentheses
It's-
d.
Do you have to put them in order from least to greatest?
7C.
Let's talk. Okay, let's look. So I agree 3 is a GCF. I agree with that. But is there anything else that's in common with both terms?
The D.
It's in both. So we're actually going to take out 3D. So when we do that, okay, we're going to divide both sides by 3D. What is 21CD divided by 3D?
7c.
It's just 7C. Okay? 7C. Because what happens with the D's? They're going to cancel out. Okay? They're going to go to 1. So we get just 7C. Now when we do negative 3D divided by 3D, what do we get?
1 and 1.
There we go. Number 9. So for number 9, what is our GCF?
15. 15 AB.
It is 15AB. Because both of them have an A and a B. Okay, so what is 15A squared B divided by 15AB?
Is it 15
One.
squared? I mean 1 squared.
1A.
1A. All we get left is the A.
Minus 2. Minus 2.
Okay, because the B part cancels, the 15 part cancels, then we get A squared over A. Okay, Priam, wait till I ask the question. Okay, now for the second half, we have negative 30AB divided by 15AB. What is it, Priam?
Negative 2.
It is negative 2. Okay, because both the A and the B cancel out here. And so that is our answer.
Why don't you be answering like that when we in the car and driver's ed?
Got him.
How is driving with one hand going?
What's scary? My man knew about put me and Barbara in the ditch.
No, I didn't. Why did you
Yes,
drive
you
with one
did.
hand?
He literally,
He said that
he
he
literally
cannot
said,
drive.
he literally, Barbara,
It's a-
Barbara
Y'all do number
literally
11.
said- Barbara literally said, he said, you fix to put me and Parker in the ditch over here, real? What are you doing?
That was like the last time.
He said that was like the last. They said They said Ross was running real quick.
Just go around a four-way stop.
All right, for number 11, what is our GCF? Yep. So when we divide AB by A, we get left with? Yep. And then negative A divided by A gives us negative 1. Anything divided by itself is,
But, oh wait, that's what.
because if it cancels, it means it becomes 1.
I was thinking about exponent. I freaking subtracted.
All right.
That's what I heard. I don't know, that's what I heard.
That's what I heard.
All right, for number 13. For number 13, is there a GCF?
No.
So what that means it is?
Wrong.
But you said you're gonna drive it. Yeah, it's fine.
It's like a prime number. Because a prime number, what is the only thing that can go into a prime number? One in itself. So like 7 is a prime number. 13's a prime number. Are you okay? All right. For number 15. All right. Now this one. Okay. 415. What is our GCF?
2xy.
So when I take out a 2xy from 2x squared y, what do I get left with?
1x.
When I take it out of negative 2xy squared.
1y.
Minus y.
Minus y. Negative y. Negative
And then out of 4xy.
plus 2.
So that's our answer. And again, if you ever get to one of these and you're like, man, I really don't know if I got the right answer, multiply it back out and check yourself, okay? Yes. All right, for number 17. Okay, 17. What is our GCF for 17?
2y.
2
Y.
y what? Look at it. What's the smallest y we have?
2.
Y squared, right?
Yeah.
So what should I actually take out?
2y squared.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then 6y to the 4th divided by 2y squared would give us
3y squared. 2y squared. Yeah.
4y to the 3rd divided, or 14y to the 3rd divided by 2y squared
7y.
minus 5. That's our answer. Okay, so each of these has y to some exponent, right? What's the smallest exponent we have? Y squared. So because that y squared is in all of these, we're good. Because we technically have y times y times y times y plus y times y minus y. So they all have at least 2 y's. So that's why we pull out the y squared. All right, do number 19 on your own. Be quiet.
What if I already did it?
That's great. So still be quiet. Yeah. For 19, what is our GCF?
14h.
14h. So when I have 14gh squared divided by 14h, what am I left with?
1h.
GH. Okay. So if we have 14h, okay, the 14 part goes to 1. Okay. Then here, that's going to make that square go away, which is just going to leave us with GH. All right. Now, For the second one, I divide that by 14H. What's left?
2G.
Then our last one, when I divide that by 14H,
Plus 1. Plus 1.
there we go. All right, for 21, what's our GCF?
MA.
So what is m to the third n divided by mn?
M to the n squared.
M squared, n squared divided by mn.
M N.
5mn to the third divided by mn.
Plus 5. Squared.
Plus 5 n squared.
And that is our answer.
All the songs I keep singing in my head, we sing in my life. It's weird.
All right, for number 23.
That was about to say
5a. Why is it not a squared?
because the smallest one is 8.
So the smallest one is a. Okay, so we're limited by whatever our smallest one is. Okay, then what is 35a squared divided by 5a?
7A.
Okay, what is negative 20ab squared divided by 5a?
Negative 4B squared.
15a divided by 5a?
Plus 3.
And that is our answer. Okay, that is how we factor by GCFs. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to spend the rest of class doing all of the even problems. So let's do that.
On just this page or every page?
Just this page. Yes. Go ahead.
Wait, are we still taking files or are we just doing the whole thing?
Y'all are doing the whole thing.
Are you still